guys, welcome to Davey Fitness Life and welcome to my tattoo tour. So yeah, this video is well overdue, and I'm so excited to express and to tell you all about my tattoos. We're gonna be here for a while, so I hope you're comfortable. Get yourself some food, get yourself some drinks, sit back and enjoy. Let's get this party started. A lot of you have been asking me to do this for some time now, and here it is. The way I'm going to work this is I will start off by explaining my first few tattoos and then my kind of recent tattoos, because not going to lie, there is tattoos there that I forget exactly when I got them, so I'm not going to do this in order. I have currently 66 tattoos at the moment, so yeah, it pretty much is impossible for me to remember exactly which was in order, because like when I've got the sleeves and all done, it wasn't one full sitting. It was, you know, got one bit done, one bit done, one bit done, and then eventually got them all entwined and together. Right, so ironically, my first tattoo I ever got, I was 14, and it was a cross, like a tribal cross with wings. Now, it was there. That is covered up. I'm going to talk about that black tattoo later on in the video. So going back to the first tattoo. Yeah, I was 14. Funny how I actually ended up getting the tattoo. So, when I was younger, around 7 years of age, I can vaguely remember when I was 7, I remember seeing a tattoo magazine, and I just was like, wow, that's amazing. You know, just seeing the art on someone's body and it's staying there. Yeah, it just intrigued me a lot. And when I was younger, I actually wanted to be a tattoo artist. Go figure, right? I got into drawing. I'm alright drawing. I like to draw cartoons and stuff, but I was never good enough to properly go into a tattoo. So instead, I want to get tattooed at 7. But no, I had to wait until 7 more years, and at 14 I got my first one. So we were up in my cousins down in Kilkenny, and my dad, my uncle, me, my cousin, we were just in the sitting room, and my dad and my uncle were having a few drinks, and I said, why not bring up the idea of getting a tattoo? Now, it was a long shot because of my age, you know, but I kind of planted the seed during out the month, you know, kept bringing up, you know, imagine you getting a tattoo, you know yourself trying to get just plant the seed in there, and I did plant the seed. So they were up one night and I just kept tormenting them. Like, I was like, please just let me get a tattoo, I'll get something small on my arm or whatever. And to be honest, actually, it wasn't something small. I wanted to get a tribal design on my arm, yeah, for my first tattoo. Somehow it just turned out to say, you know what, okay, they're gonna let me get a tattoo. I was like, wait, really? So it turned out to be me, my cousin, my uncle, and my dad all end up getting a tattoo. So we went up to Arklow and we were there for the whole day. 4 of us all got tattooed. So yeah, and it turns out when I was getting my first tattoo, I'm not gonna lie, it really didn't have any meaning. I just wanted a tattoo and I thought it was cool. But later on, it turned out to be literally one of my most meaningful tattoos. So I'm gonna talk a bit about that. When I was 16, I had a very bad experience in the water. It was August 14th, 2011 at around 12:30. Me and a bunch of my mates decided to go down to the pier and jump off, 'cause that's what you do, you know. It was a sunny day, we're not gonna miss the opportunity. But it's not that simple. So there's two sides to the pier. You have the sea, or the dock side, you know, which is pretty calm, and then on the other side you have the sea. And if any of you had seen the waves that day, you would have just got me and hit me a slap in the face and say, what the hell were you doing? So anyway, a few of us went down and went up to the end of the pier, and the ladder was nowhere near us, to be honest. So we wanted to jump in, swim along the waves, and then go to the ladder. It was all good in the mind, but then what happened was we jumped in. Three of us actually jumped in at the same time, and I remember coming up out of the water and I seen one of the lads struggling pretty bad. And then I seen another guy, or one of my other mates, trying to help him up. So I kind of swam over and I was helping to keep his head above the water. Now I was a pretty strong swimmer, so I wasn't kind of in any danger, any struggle. But then, sadly, one of the waves, I had my face opposite towards where the waves were coming. And lo and behold, a massive wave came over my head and I ended up smacking my head off the side of the pier. So straight away, I was dazed. I felt just so dizzy. My head all of a sudden was in bits. And I just lost my rhythm. I lost my breathing control. And then I kind of got drifted away from the pier. And I went into panic mode. I was panicking, and I just had to say, you know, this is where you're gonna start screaming for help. So then I was in the water and I knew I was in trouble, and I remember screaming, help, help, help. And it just went, from then on, it was a fight. So it turns out then I was trying to swim back into the pier. I managed to get there, but I was so far away from the ladder, there was no way of me trying to get there, because if I was, I would have wasted all my energy and I would have probably just gone anyway. And then I would try to put my back up against the wave so I could float, but I tried it. Second I got my legs up, wave came over, boom, and just made it even worse. So anyways, I was kind of just keeping myself above the water, and I was going for about 7 minutes at this time. I remember looking up and I seen all my mates come over because they seen that I actually was struggling. And one of the lads threw over a towel, and I remember reaching up and I ended up grabbing it, and I was about halfway up, and all of a sudden the lad let go of the towel. I fell back in. I know, right? Jesus, man, do a bit more arms in the gym next time. God damn it. That's when more panic kind of sat in with me, and I was like, oh, this is not good. I couldn't feel my body really because it was so cold, but I just kept moving my arms and hoping for the best. So then I remember kind of going in the water for a bit, and there was these little cracks in the wall of the pier. And every time a wave brought me up, I tried to jam my fingers into the little crack, so when the wave went down, I was just dangling there so I could breathe and not waste any energy. But that didn't happen, sadly. I ripped on my finger skin, I know, nice, and I got dragged down along the pier, and my whole body here was torn. So that was fun. I know, right? This is all because of a tattoo, but it's the story of a tattoo. It's crazy. But so after that, I literally had a blackout. I can't remember from this part to the next part I'm going to say to you. So I remember just waking up, and I was still in the water, but I was so tired. I remember just saying, what the hell, where? I was just so confused, you know. And then all of a sudden, I just remember looking up, and I say there's about 300, let's say, a good number of people in just standing on the pier, because I was in the water for roughly about 20 minutes at this stage. And out of everybody I seen on top of the pier, I seen my little sister just standing over, crying her heart out. And honest to God, I remember just looking at her in the eye, and it just kind of gave me that extra bit of motivation to say, you know what, don't you dare leave her on her own. So that kind of just gave me this massive, massive boost. And I remember looking up, and this mad white jacket hanging from the pier, and this crazy wave out of nowhere just kind of brought me up. I didn't even look at the jacket, and I reached up and I grabbed it, and the second I grabbed it, I was boom. I mean, I've never held something so tight in my life. And then all the lads just literally grabbed me and flinged me over the railing. I landed on the pier and I just started crying my absolute heart out. So yeah, and then I remember just looking down, it was blood, but I couldn't feel. I was just happy to get out of the water because it was crazy. So then my body was just going into shock. I was so cold. I ended up going to the hospital, and this kind of shocked me. So I was on the ambulance, and your man comes over and he goes, "You are some lucky chap. If I was in the water for roughly around 25-30 seconds, just the cold would have literally stopped my heart, and that would have been the end of it." So yeah, that was a story and a half. But yeah, that happened. So someone was looking over me there. And now the tattoo reason behind it was I was coming home, and my nan, she came up to me and she had pointed at the tattoo, and with the wings on the tattoo, she literally just said that they were her wings guiding me through that fight, and I always known them as my nanny's wins. So yeah, there's that tattoo meaning. So next, okay, my next tattoo was the wolf. So I have this wolf just with the tribal, that was literally it. And with that tattoo, I just love wolves. As you'll see throughout the video, I have way more wolves on my body. But yeah, this tattoo represents my granddad. And I've got a few tattoos actually representing him. So basically when I was younger, he used to live down below my school. This is like a primary school, so I was only a little young lad at the time. But this story kind of represents from what I used to do. So I used to come after school, used to run down to his house, and he was one of them granddads, you know, he's sitting in the chair and he'd be just with the blanket over him, you know, cool as you like, watching the Cowboys and Indians. And I remember sitting there sometimes after school, sitting there looking at the movies, these black and white cowboy and Indian movies, you know. And I remember seeing a wolf, and it was so pure. I remember it being the part in the movie, it was just, there was no sound but just the wolf howling. And my granddad just seemed to have loved that, and so that represents the wolf for him. Yeah, and that's called Jesse, so I like that. Next, as I said, my other tattoos represents here. I've got, actually that is gone now, so yeah, there's 2 stars I have here on my chest, and that is my auntie and my granddad once again. So yeah, right. Next tattoo, I used to have a tribal design here, a mad tribal design that goes onto my chest. As I said, I'll tell you about that, the cover up after that. But yeah, the tribal, I'm not saying it had any really massive meaning to it. I've always was attracted to the kind of designs that you can make from a tribal. And you know, it kind of has that symbol of being like a warrior. So I just wanted to see what that was, and I got it. So yeah, that used to go up. That used to be all around my arm here. It used to come up there and onto my chest. You can actually see a bit of it still there. I have to get that done now soon. So yeah, next, where are we moving on to next? Right, next tattoo we're going to be talking about is my forearm on this. So I have a quote here called, "Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anybody can start today and make a new ending." So it's one of them, when I remember seeing this quote, I was just like, I was hooked on it. And a lot of people can relate to it, you know. There's a part of all of our lives that we wish we could go back to and change, either being for the better or for the worst. But we all think we have that connection to it. So I was just like, yeah, I have my connection towards that, and I want to get that in my body. So it's a little reminder every time, you know, just don't be so focused on the past. So that's the reason why I got that. That's why I got that. to the next. Oh yeah, my next tattoo is on the forearm here. So it's the skull, the rose, the win. Where are we? There we go. And this is like an overall expression to life, really. You know, I have the rose representing the beauty of life. Then you have the skull representing death. You have the card representing the gamble of life. And then the win represents freedom and life in general as well. You know, be free, get the wins. So yeah, I have my tattoos kind of represent a lot of that. You know, I have a lot of heavenly themed tattoos and design tattoos. But yeah, so that's the kind of the story behind that tattoo. Then after that, I end up getting a Maori kind of design through this. So that was fun. I've always loved designs, as I told you, from the tribal, and I really was focused on Maori designs. I just think they're so beautiful, really, and just the detail and how the lines work. It really attracted me, so I was like, yeah, I have to have a bit of Maori. And I'm gonna move on now to the other Maori tattoo. It's basically, I don't know if I can get it now, but my leg here, I'm started a sleeve, my leg sleeve on that, and we have a lot of work left to do in that. So yeah, these don't really mean anything. I've always loved the design, and it kind of goes with the theme of what I'm trying to achieve of my body. So yeah, so that's going all the way down to my ankle, and as I said, it's a lot of work left in that. So guys, then next, my forearm here. So yeah, it's like kind of like a Japanese style. It's got Japanese lilies and the roses. So yeah, like it says, not too much meaning behind this. I just love the design of the Japanese. That's what I've kind of always wanted. You know, just the styles of art and stuff. I would love to have a bit of everything, really. Yeah, just, you know, it's just how, and then like, you know, they all connect in one. So it's just an overall picture of it. So I've got the roses and the lilies because, you know, everyone can relate to, you know, a lily towards somebody. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty nice idea, and I got that done as well. Moving on to my stomach. Yeah, I got the Maori once again. I got the two feathers here, the Maori feathers. Yeah, they were interesting, but like I said, I just love the design, and I wanted to get something that kind of goes with the V shape of my stomach. Yep. We have this. Now this represents a lot of my passion and my attitude, really, which says never give up. And basically it says what it says, you know, like we all go through that hardest time in our life, and I had a part of that. So it was just a reminder to me every single day, never give up, never give up. No matter how tough it gets, and it will get tough, it might get tougher even in future, but I always will have that as a reminder there to just never give up, and it's part of my body, it's part of me. It will fuel my ambition to keep going. I'm gonna move on to another tattoo that is currently covered up, okay? And it was underneath my cross. This is a tattoo where it means extremely a lot to me, and I will be getting it done somewhere else. I have a better spot for it. I wanted to be there. But so there was two initials underneath this cross here, and the initials were JG. Now that was one of my best friends, and tragically he passed away when we were about 16. So yeah. So I'll talk a bit about that. So it was the 23rd of December 2011. Sadly, one night, or one morning even, I was woken up to a few of my other mates standing over me in my bed. And I remember just waking up one morning and seeing the light turned on, and I was still erect. I was kind of opening my eyes, and I was seeing them, the three lads standing there, and I was like, what are you doing in my room, you know? So then they told me to sit up Dave, we need you to stay up. So straight away I was just like, well, this can't be good. Now previously JG had been in hospital for a long time, but it was nothing kind of alarming at the time anyway, and so that was kind of, wasn't really in my mind for any kind of really bad news. But I sat up in my bed and one lad sat down in front of me on my bed and literally just said it to my face. JG passed away during the night. So when I first heard that, you know, I just kind of brushed off, you know, kind of laughed a bit, and I was like, you know, no, like I'm in a dream, I'm still dreaming, and this is a nightmare. But it wasn't. So that took a lot out of me. You know, I remember just sitting on my bed, just bawling my absolute eyes out, and just didn't think it was real, you know. Just didn't think it was real. But I don't want to make this so negative, you know, I don't want to make this sad. I owe a lot to JG. This is the reason why you're seeing this video. These are the reasons why you're seeing basically Davey Fitness Life. Because that part of my life was a complete U-turn. It really changed the outlook of how I lived myself. You just don't think these, you know, when you're younger, you never would ever have to think that you have to go through such news. You know, losing a best mate, you know, I've lost aunties, I've lost grandparents, no, but it was just something different losing a best mate. But we used the positives from it, you know. He was some boy, and it brought us closer as a group. You know, me and my friends really will always have a bond, no matter where we are in life. You know, we'll always have that connection that he brought us closer, and I owe a lot to him. I owe a very lot to him. He's the one who made me just realize, you know, there's so much more to life. You know, you never know when it's gonna be your last day, so you literally wake up every single morning, have a smile on your face, a real smile, knowing you're gonna conquer every single day and do the things that you wanna do the things that make you happy. You know, life is so bloody short, and we don't realize that until we are literally breathing our last few days. But when I am breathing my last few days, I want to sit there and say, you know what, I have no regrets. I lived the life that I wanted to do. I've done the things that I wanted to do, and it was a good time. So it all generates back to losing JG. He ignited a fire within me, and every day I thank him for that. So JG, I love you, and I miss you dearly, brother, but we still conquering every day, my man. Right, so yeah guys, that's a bit about me, about my JG tattoo. So yeah, I'm hoping to get it actually here in kind of like a heavenly theme, so I want to get that there for him there. So that's next on the agenda.
Remember when love was all that mattered.
We're going next, you know, right, yeah, so I have my the sleeve done, they were sore, man, but next is my tattoos on the hand. So yeah, that was a big decision, you know, getting a tattoo on my hand, because, you know, I just say, what will people say, or, you know, what if I wanted to get a job. But thankfully I'm in a good position where tattoos are acceptable, you know, and they're getting more acceptable in life, so that's pretty cool. That's very interesting. Right, so yeah, a little meaning behind this tattoo. This is a stopwatch, and that is mirrored image, so you can only see it if kind of like, you know, if you're in a mirror position, and that is the date, or sorry, the time of my sister's birth. Yeah, so that's the time of my sister's birth right there. And that's the wolf, so just my love for wolves, I have that there. And my little symbols on my fingers. So these symbols represent diamond. You know, people that represent that as Illuminati and stuff, I just like the design. Kin for the crown, and this represents strength. Also, I have my music notes, just basically because I love music, and it's a big part of me in literally every single day of my life. We are going to my neck. Yeah, so I've got two birds literally on my neck. That represents the robin. So, you know, it's a story from my granddad, just basically as well. You know, he we always have represented a robin being my granddad looking over us, so I have him on my neck, and I've got a dove on my other neck, so that was fun as well. So yeah, like I've got so many tattoos to go through, you know. But yeah, I've thought about the most meaningful ones. I have you've heard of the odd few stories, and that are very personal to me. But I wanted to share them with you because, you know, it might help another person along the way, and that's what it's all about. So I'm going to quickly run through the next few tattoos, guys. So the next one is my cards. Basically, I just kind of like the design, and I had one card here, so I wanted to kind of get the set, so that's why that's there. So I have the set of cards, all aces, of course. Then I have the star here. So the star basically has my mom and dad in it. Meaning behind it, I have it kind of in my skin. It's just kind of, so as I say when I say it's like it's in my skin. And the story behind it is that they are my mom and dad. They're my blood. I'm a family man. I love my family to absolute bits, so they are part of me, and that's why I got that kind of design. You know, it's seen with me. They are me. They're my blood. So yeah, that's for my mom and dad. Got these roses. I haven't seen it yet. Got these 2 roses. Like you say, I just wanted to kind of get the bottom part of my body filled, really. So I thought roses would be nice. Next one we are talking about will be my lion. So that's a work in progress. That's a work in progress. So I still have the other side, which is the pain is really kind of actually making me not go into it so fast, because that was so sore. So sore. Okay, right, we're coming down to the last few, and I'm going to talk about my cover up here basically, and then I will answer a few questions that you guys have sent over to me, which I'm excited about. Next, we have my arrow. This is basically my recent one. So a small little kind of meaning behind that is life can target you. You know, everyone in this life can be a target, and the arrow represents kind of coming towards me, and to not be afraid of what life throws at you. You know, stand tall, express yourself, and that's what kind of I have a small meaning towards that with the arrow. Next is basically, I'm just looking around, to be honest. I actually don't remember half of these. No, I do. Next one is the diamond I have here. So, like I said, just kind of covering up this, and I just have a kind of theme going, so that's why I got the diamond. This is the main kind of part now I wanted to talk about, is the blackout tattoo. What's my plan with this? When I got the blackout tattoo, or I seen it online, and I was like, oh, I can definitely see myself getting that. Now, when I got the black tattoo, it's not because I regretted my previous tattoo. As I said, you've heard about the stories of what my other tattoos meant, and that's one of the reasons why I got a blackout tattoo. The story behind my blackout tattoo is because I'm looking towards the future now. It's a new change for me. So the idea now is going to be having a white design going through it. So I'm really looking forward to that. But explaining my last tattoos that I got covered up is basically they're a secret to me. You know, they're safe. You know, it's like a lock. Only I will really know that they're there, unless you watch the video. Then you know that they're there. But you know what I mean. You know, like they're locked in underneath, and they're safe, and that's kind of the main reason of the meaning behind my blackout tattoo. And I just it was time for a change, so I got that. So yeah, guys, there's the main part of my blackout tattoo. Now it's time for some questions that you want to know. So guys, before I start saying through these questions, I want to thank you so very much for sending in some questions. Few of you had the very same questions, but I'm going to answer as many as you can here. Our first one up, do they hurt? Got that a few times. Tattoos do hurt. Now, saying that, they are bearable in some areas. You're still going to feel it. You're still going to feel it, but there is the odd tattoo where it hurts, man. It hurts. Now, next, what made me get a tattoo? As I said at the start of it, basically, I seen a magazine when I was at 7, and it just immediately attracted me, and I was like, you know what, I am getting tattooed. It's that simple. this is a good, I'm looking forward to actually forgot to show you this one. And my minion tattoo. So if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen a few of my videos. I have a minion tattoo on my ankle. The meaning behind that is basically because of the minion. You can't go wrong on a minion. Now, the fact that his name was Dave the Minion, I love minions, it just worked out really well. And actually, a little story about the minion tattoo, it was for free. I got that tattoo for free. There was a guy getting trained in the tattoo place I was going at the time, and he was giving out free tattoos, and I was like, yo, fancy doing a minion? He's like, hell yeah, let's do a minion. Man, that was sore. He was still getting trained up, you know, but it turned out really well. And it was 4.5 hours as far as I can remember. And my God, I felt every second of it. Do I want to get a tattoo design in future? Well, there's a few tattoos that I would like to get. I've always had my eye on a koi fish. I don't actually have a koi fish, but I've always kind of been attracted to them. So I'm more than likely going to get a koi fish on my left leg to fill in the sleeve. So yeah, a koi fish. Right, next, my favorite tattoo. And there is a few. As I said, the most meaningful one obviously is my JG tattoo. But my favorite tattoo, I'd have to probably say is, it's hard, I love my hand tattoos. My hand tattoo is probably my favorite. Meaning of the black cover up, that was the meaning. If you told you that, you know what the story is with that. How many wolves do I have? I have 3. I actually had to think about it there for a second, but I've got 3 wolves. My wolf there on my arm, my wolf on my hand, and the wolf on my stomach. 3 is the magic number. Do I regret any tattoos? No, I would never say I regret a tattoo. I have learned from my tattoos, but I never have said I regret them. Right, okay, my sorest tattoo. I've gone to go a few tattoos recently and they seem to just be getting sore, to be honest. I'd have to say my sorest ever tattoo, I don't know if we're going to see it now, but is the back of my head I have done here. That was extremely sore, literally like my skull was vibrating. Next on the agenda would probably have to be this blackout tattoo. That was so intense. It's 10 hours overall in that arm and chest, and my God, it was so sore, so sore. And then probably my next one is the back. Along the spine, that lifted me up. So yeah, they're probably my sorest. Next, afraid what others think. Never, ever would I be afraid of what others think. Some people are so caught up on other people's lives, which is not going to benefit themselves, so that's their problem. But I'm just one of them things. I love what I do, I'm happy, and as long as you're happy, that's all that bleeding matters, really, because you have a life, you live it, you live your life, enjoy it, support others if they need be, help them. But yeah, no, for what others think, my tattoos, that's why I got my neck done, my hands done. It's an art, it's about being different, it's about being unique in your own way, and if people like them, they're there to look at. That's what I think about it anyway. So, do you plan getting everywhere tattooed? I'm not gonna say everywhere. I probably will leave my stomach the way it is. I've never had kind of like an intention of getting the rest of my stomach done, but I'd like to get at least 90% of my body tattooed. I've literally just got my small bit on my leg done, and I said then the sleeve with the Mari, and my back piece, the other side of my back. When I have that done, that's me finished. But you're never really finished though, really, are you? Do you plan on getting your face tattooed? No. It's never really attracted me. I'm not saying like I actually personally I like the odd tattoo in the face. It just works for some people, it does. But personally myself, I'll never ever get a face tattoo. The closest maybe I get, sorry mum and dad, is probably my ear maybe. Some of my ear I've kind of enjoyed. I've seen a few symbols on the ear and I thought they're pretty cool, so I probably will get my ear tattooed. So guys, that was basically the questions finished. I hope you enjoyed, I hope I answered your question. I'm sorry there's a few there, but this video is pretty long now actually, so I'm gonna have to tie it up, I have to wrap it up. But yeah guys, listen, I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned, I hope you enjoyed the stories that I said. You now know a little bit more about me, and it was an absolute pleasure to express myself in front of you. I look forward to the next videos. We're going to get this party started once again. I'm going to keep the videos rolling. I'm excited. Got a few plans coming up. Make sure to have a good day, guys. Thank you all for stopping in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Leave a comment. Tell me about your tattoos if you'd like in the comment section. You're more than welcome to express yourself there as well. Anyway, guys, have an awesome day. Don't forget to tell your friends. And remember, Dave loves you. Thank you, guys. See you in the next video.